right, Parker, let's dive into the positions one by one through the offense here as Oklahoma is about a month away from hitting the practice field. Of course, you mentioned earlier uh, how different this offense performed under Dillon Gabriel versus without him. 25 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Your thoughts about Dillon Gabriel? There are some criticisms at times that he can go through stretches where he is erratic. But besides that, obviously a dual threat guy that has been around the block a few times.
Yeah, and it's funny. You bring up the word erratic, and I think that's the perception that a lot of OU fans have of Dillon Gabriel. And I'm really not sure why, just because erratic is the antithesis of what that guy is as a quarterback. He's exceedingly safe with the football, knows how to take calculated risks, but doesn't put the ball in harm's way. I would say if Dillon Gabriel errs, he errs towards the side of caution. And maybe that's not something that OU fans love to see when, you got relatively recent memories of Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray going bombs away. But for Gabriel, I think stepping into year 2 in the Oklahoma system and what will be year 3 for him in Jeff Lebby's offensive scheme in 2023, that yields an opportunity for him to take a leap. And he had an outstanding season statistically at Oklahoma, especially given that he missed the better part of 2 games last year. You mentioned the touchdown to interception ratio, 25-6. That's more than adequate in today's college football. More than adequate. That is well above average. Not elite, but well above average. And I think if the defense is where it needs to be and where we expect it to be as media members for this Oklahoma team, in 2023, Dillon Gabriel should only need to be above average in order for Oklahoma to win 9-10 games, be in the conversation for a Big 12 title, and maybe have an outside shot at the college football playoff if the stars align just so. Now, Dillon Gabriel, I don't think needed to be any more than he was for Oklahoma in 2022. He didn't need to play any more spectacularly than he did. There were a lot of issues that football program had last season. Dillon Gabriel was pretty far down the list. So I know much has been made about 5-star signee Jackson Arnold, who is a wonderkin, and he is going to be a future superstar at the University of Oklahoma. But this is still Dillon Gabriel's team. This is still Dillon Gabriel's job. He's going to have every opportunity to prove in 2023 that he can be the captain at the helm of a program that is a conference title contender. And I think that's where Oklahoma is going to be with him at the controls.
So there's a bridge between Dillon Gabriel and Jackson Arnold. But in the meantime, what we saw last year when Dillon Gabriel was hurt was, it's really not an overstatement in terms of college football talk, a disaster. So they obviously want to be able to go to somebody reliable if they need to this season.
Yeah, certainly. And that's why everybody was so stoked to get Jackson Arnold to Norman, is because right now the drop-off, and last season the drop-off between Dillon Gabriel and every other quarterback on the roster was sizable. And to everybody that didn't understand that, it became conspicuous when OU was having a tight end take the majority of their snaps at quarterback against Texas when Gabriel was unable to play. So Arnold, for my money, enters the 2023 campaign as the clear QB2. There's really no question about it. Davis Bevell and General Booty are still on the roster, but if worst comes to worst and Dillon Gabriel misses time in 2023, it's going to be the Jackson Arnold show. Now, Arnold is a guy where if you need him to step in as a true freshman, he's not going to be in over his head. He's exceedingly confident. He's collected. He's intelligent. He's got an impressive athletic profile as both a thrower and a passer. And so I think much like Caleb Williams in 2021 and much like Cade Klubnik in 2022, if he is a guy that you need to step into a starting role, he's going to be serviceable at the worst, very, very good, and highly capable at best. And I think that's why OU fans have a little bit more, or I should say a little bit less uneasiness surrounding the quarterback room for this coming season, is because they know even if Gabriel gets banged up, they have a viable contingency plan in the form of Jackson Arnold.